So as a survivor, it's hard to come forward. And one of the reasons it's difficult to come forward is because we have a good kind of a saint or monster paradigm for people. A lot of times people say, well, he couldn't have done that because he's a saint. And I think that in our society, we really need to change the way we talk about violence. People can do public good and private bad. And when we start to say that you're either or, it negates the possibility that people are human. I believe that survivors have every right to be angry at the person for what has happened to them. However, a lot of survivors have they actually love the person who has hurt them. And as a result, they almost start doubting themselves. And when you doubt yourself, it can lead to losing your voice and your agency in life. But if we were able to say people are both good and bad, they can do public good, private bad, people are capable of many things. And when we start to talk of people under that framework, it becomes easier for the survivor to come out and say what the person did. And it becomes easier for their relatives, their friends, family, everyone to talk about it and actually admit that it happened. So for example, I wrote a book about my experiences overcoming violence. And the person that molested me when I was quite young, he was a really wonderful figure in our family. Everybody loved him. And as a result, I didn't even believe my own story about it. And it took me years to come to terms with it. I knew it had happened, and yet I doubted myself. This made it very difficult to believe my own truth, to even believe that my truth mattered. And I became a great facilitator, but somebody who didn't know what she thought and didn't know what she believed. Until I ended up finally, years later in my late 40s, telling my family it was difficult to have agency in my own life. And also my relatives are having a very hard time believing the truth about my story because they love this man. And I feel as though if we could actually say, this is somebody who did public good in our family, absolutely, but he hurt me.